Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I would love to discuss transitional spring perfumes. So if you're interested in that, then please keep watching. And so finally the weather is starting to warm up. It has been a really cold winter in New York and I'm kind of over the cold and I really want the warm weather to come. But it's also hard to say it's like really warm outside. It's definitely not freezing anymore, but it's still pretty cold, and definitely it's not like fully spring weather, and not all spring perfumes work in this kind of weather. And we perfume enthusiasts, I feel like, really love to match our perfumes to the climate, to the weather, and I'm especially guilty of that. So I prepared this list of perfumes that I think are gonna work perfectly in the temperatures when it's not really warm yet, but also it's not very cold yet, and we're kind of tired of this wintry fall fragrances that are really like spicy and warm and boozy and sweet, and we just want something slightly different. And so that's why let's start. And I would love to start with my latest discovery, and it's Attrape-Rêves by Louis Vuitton. And so I have got a little bit obsessed with Louis Vuitton fragrances because I was really curious. Like, a lot of people were raving about them, but also looking at the price, I was like, no way it's worth it. And I just got really curious, and I tried a bunch of them, and soon I'm gonna have a video of me ranking all the Louis Vuitton perfumes that I've tried. I've tried quite a bunch, but not all of them, of course. This is perfect for the transitional weather because it has the depth to it. And so this perfume primarily smells like lychee, rose, a slight hint of ginger in the opening, also a slight hint of cacao and patchouli. So I would say lychee, rose and patchouli are the most prominent for me, and the ginger, and there is also peony and cacao, they kind of are pretty subtle for me. So you have to like, lychee, rose and patchouli to like it, and patchouli here, it's pretty prominent. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's what's stopping me from completely falling in love in this fragrance. It's patchouli. I like it a lot, and it's almost a love, but it's not a complete love for me just because of the patchouli. But if you don't mind just a little bit of the patchouli in the dry down, then definitely give this one a chance because it's really pleasant. And like I've said, I do like it a lot, and it's almost a love, but maybe I just need to wear it a couple more times to kind of see where it takes me. But overall, I think it's very solid fragrance, and also a fragrance that's not offensive, that a lot of people will love. Like, especially if you're gonna leave a scent trail after yourself, I feel like it's gonna be a really pleasant fragrance. And the next perfume is La Baguette by Fenty. When I first heard about this fragrance and about its name, I was like, oh, it's gonna be gourmand. It's, it's named after a bread, but it's actually not named after a bread. It's named after their famous bag, so it kind of has this leathery and suede kind of feel to it. So it opens up very powdery, very super powdery. When I first sprayed it, I was like, it's not for me, because I do like powderiness to an extent. When it's completely overpowering, I do not like it. But the opening here goes away after like around 5 minutes, and you're left with the most delicious suede vanilla combination. It definitely gives me the vibe of like a new bag, new leather seats in the car, but it's very soft. It's not a sharp leather, it's not overpowering, it's not anything like that at all. It's very soft, and the vanilla, here is super delicious. I'm saying delicious in not food-like way. It's just very good smelling, but it doesn't smell like food. It's not a gourmand, and just looking at the notes, you definitely can understand it's not a gourmand. It only has 3 notes. It has iris, vanilla, and white leather, I think. So definitely gives me more of suede type of vibes, not so much leathery, because leather in my eyes is slightly more sharp and slightly stronger, and this one is very subdued, but it lasts a long time, which I was really surprised about, and it projects also pretty good. So I feel like it's a really good scent if you're looking for some kind of subtle vanilla scents that are gonna work well in this transitional weather. And next perfume is In Too Deep by 5 Cents. And it's funny that actually I found out about this fragrance around exactly a year ago, and I have worn it also in this kind of transitional weather, and that's when I liked it the most. And this is a very easy reach type of vanilla scent. It's like kind of musky vanilla with a bit of sugary type of smell. It's definitely very easy reach. It's the simplest out of all the fragrances I'm going to discuss today, and the beauty here is definitely in the simplicity, because it's just so easy to throw it on when you don't know what to wear, when you don't know what mood you're in today, and then you just throw into deep on and you're gonna feel good all day. It's gonna work for you if you're gonna like vanilla scents. I really do not see anybody disliking this scent because, like I've said, it's very, very easy reach. And the main notes I smell here are vanilla, musk, some kind of lime in the opening, but it disappears pretty quickly, and some kind of brown sugar accord. Definitely really beautiful fragrance, and I highly suggest you try it if you like all these notes that I have described. And next fragrance is for white floral lovers, and it's a white floral dream. At least for me, it's one of my favorite white floral fragrances, and it's Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. It's really super, super beautiful fragrance. It opens up with something slightly green, but then the white florals definitely take the show and they stay prominent throughout the wear of this fragrance. So it has tuberose, it has jasmine, might have gardenia, I'm not sure. There's also ylang ylang, which I don't really pick up. Like, the white florals definitely do take the stage for me. And then in the base you have like very beautifully slightly woody, ambery, vanilla kind of base. But overall I feel like everything is in the background except the white florals. So you have to like white florals, and you have to not mind a little bit of that green and stemmy kind of smell, because it's pretty green in the opening, like I've said. But to me, it's really beautiful, it's really sophisticated, and it's very, like, it's kind of heady, you know? It's heady, but in a good way for me. Because some florals are heady in a way that I cannot stand. I cannot wear it, like I can appreciate it, but I cannot wear it. But here it's a totally different story. It's heady, it's kind of loud, it definitely makes a statement, but it's not overpowering for me. So I really, really love it, and I dream of having a bottle for the spring, because I have a tiny little decant and I don't really use it because I just want to keep smelling it whenever I want. I don't want it to run out. So that was Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. And another one of my favorite spring fragrances, or transitional spring fragrances, is Cassili by Perfumes de Marly. And I love this scent because it's so happy and uplifting, and it's very girly. It kind of reminds me of a sundress. And this perfume definitely smells like peaches to me, even though there is no peach notes in the composition. But it does really heavily gives me this peachy vibes. So the main notes I smell here are rose, plum, frangipani, and it dries down to beautiful woody vanilla type of base. But overall, I would say that this is definitely a fruity floral. It's easygoing, it's playful, it's not serious for sure. It's perfect for the occasion when you want to kind of lift yourself up with the fragrance and you just want to smell good and you do not want to overthink it. So that was Cassili by Parfums de Marly. And the next perfume is Ports for Berlin by Wilhelm Perfumery, and this is the scent of nature waking up. At least for me, it smells pretty woody because there is a note of bamboo in the middle, and this note of bamboo is mixed with the note of iris, and it creates a slightly woody, powdery kind of scent that's very prominent, but also it's surrounded by more soft notes. This note of blueberry, lemon, there's also vanilla, so it kind of makes it softer, like, because, you know, woods tend to be sharp, but here it's not sharp at all because the rest of the notes are kind of smoothed out, and it makes it to smell kind of like a delicious, not edible blueberry pie. And it doesn't exactly smell like pie, but you can definitely pick up on that blueberry note, and that what gives you this kind of pie feelings. But it's clear you cannot eat it. It's not an edible type of smell because the wood here is pretty prominent. So it's really beautiful. It's kind of green and a little bit earthy, but at the same time it's sweet and smooth. So it's really beautiful, and I highly suggest you try it. It's gonna work perfectly in this transitional weather. And last but not least is Dear Polly by Wilhelm Perfumery as well. So this is a tea fragrance, and it smells like iced tea to me. There are top notes of bergamot and apple, and in the middle there's tea, and in the dry down I think there's oak moss and ambergris, but I don't really smell all that on the dry down. Mostly, you know, I smell bergamot and tea, and it's very green and kind of refreshing type of scent, which I really love, and I think it's opens up very beautifully in this kind of crisp weather. It's not too hot yet, it's not freezing, but it's definitely crisp. And also this fragrance kind of smells crisp to me because of the tea, you know, and bergamot. So it's really beautiful, and I highly suggest you try it if you like tea scents. And it's one of my favorite tea scents ever. It's, you know, it's definitely tea. It's like a black tea. It is a strong type of tea, but at the same time it's smooth and it's soft and it's not sharp. So really high quality tea scent. And that was it. That was my list of transitional fragrances for the spring. And please let me know, what are you wearing in this transitional period, and what fragrances do you gravitate towards in this transitional period from winter to spring. I'll be really excited to read your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!